All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know what that means. You know what time it is? It's time for... What time? What day?
Oh, hump day. Wednesday, hump day.
It's hump day, ladies and gentlemen. And you're all invited for the next 2 hours of Paranormal Portal because we're celebrating the passing of the halfway point of the week.
Hump day.
Yeah, we got that. Thank you.
Just saying.
And for redundancy, a 10.
Hump day.
Yeah, got it. It's hump day. But we are on the way to the weekend. And actually, an incredibly cold snap up here. Yeah, Don, have you looked at the weather?
Yeah, I know. I've been in the weather. So, yeah, it's definitely a cold snap.
Oh, we're going to be sub-zero, ladies and gentlemen. This is just about the freshest kind of hell I can think of.
Makes you want to go back to Minnesota, huh?
Well, that's probably more, it's already probably sub-zero there. This is a warmer winter, but it's still, anytime you owe temperature, that's not good.
You owe temperature. Wow.
When it's negative, yeah, it's like, no.
Oh, gotcha.
That's not good. That's not the way it's supposed to work. But we'll get through it because we'll just keep grinding out shows and entertaining the hell out of all y'all. And before we know it, it'll be spring. And in my mind, it will be. But I hope you guys are doing good and having a wonderful week. You're almost to the weekend. You're on the downhill slide. So congratulations for that. First and foremost, how's your week going, Don?
It's midweek.
Yeah, that?
I'd look at the camera, but I'm not on the screen.
You're not, are you? I didn't even say that. Tonight, joining me is my good friend, co-host, the Big Toe himself, Mr. Don Longbeard.
Hola, how are you? Hump day? Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, today was a day.
Yeah.
You know, my work days are slow.
Yeah.
They are. Some days it's just like, oh my God, how am I going to make it through this? And then it happens. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
No, I know. I'm with you. I mean, there's the whole last few weeks has just been it's been You know, like when you watch tractor pulls. I used to watch those all the time, and you'd be like, they start out great, and you're just pulling dirt, and it is moving, and
then
next thing you know, they just
later it's the same thing.
yeah, but except they hit this point, and then all they do is just sink up to the chassis.
Right.
It's like, yeah, they're done.
Yep, they just fell off. They just got sucked into the face of the earth.
Yep, no more. The gas is not going to help you anymore, my friend.
Nope.
You are done. And that's what Wednesday generally feels like. It's like you hit that halfway point, but it's an optimistic thing because now we start the downhill slide and get ready for the weekend. But this weekend is going to be cold here, so I went to brave the face of Walmart and stocked up on just about.
God, dude, the price of eggs. Oh my God.
I know. I can't even talk finances just because that's just a whole nother big barrel of sadness. But
Jesus.
I mean, what are you going to do, right? I mean, you got to eat. So unfortunately, they got us coming and going. But I did go and get a bunch of stuff so that hopefully, if I do have to leave the house, it's just quick little sprints.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to be hauling in a back end of groceries in the sub-zero temperatures. You know?
Well, you know, the store's just 2 blocks away, for God's sake.
Yeah, I mean, the distance isn't the killer. It's just, leaving my house.
Outside,
yeah. Opening the door at all is the killer.
So yesterday, was it yesterday? When was the day that it snowed? It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before.
Yeah, the day before yesterday.
And so I went outside. I got up and I went outside and I started taking care of my driveway. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's done. It didn't take me 2 freaking hours.
Oh, yeah. Well, your driveway's like a fraction of what it was.
A fraction,
yeah.
Yes. 2 car lengths. 2 car lengths is what my driveway is. It's so
very
easy.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you get the plow guy that comes by and just gives you a big berm still, or?
Well, yeah. But you know what? The trade-off of living next to a school.
Yeah.
That, you know, because schools are always the first ones plowed.
Oh, sure.
And I live like a block and a half from the local school, so
yeah,
my road's plowed.
You're all done by the, you know, yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So then you're not chasing the plow, or the plow's not chasing you.
No.
It's already been through. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yep. Yeah. Whereas before you were way out in the sticks, and you might not see a plow for 3 weeks, and then when it does, it's pushing ice boulders.
Exactly, and they're sitting right in the middle of my driveway.
Yeah, I know. I saw some of those berms over the years. They were,
oh my God,
they were scary.
They were crazy.
Yeah, but we have a lot to get to tonight, of course, folks. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to Phantoms and Monsters tonight. I saw that Lon was having some troubles with the website over there. So we'll check on it and see if it looks like if it's working later. We'll give it some time. But I mean, I have other stuff we can get to as well. So it's not a total loss. But I just love visiting Phantoms and Monsters just because the quality of what's represented over there is really fantastic. So we'll keep checking into that throughout the night. And if we can get over there, we'll get over there for some stories for the Cryptid Corner. But if not, don't worry. We got plenty more. We're going to get to the news. We're going to get to some thought catalog articles, and we're just going to have as much fun as we know how to wrap into 2 full hours of the Paranormal Portal. And remember, this is actually absolutely live and unrehearsed, so just don't have any high expectations. Just keep it real low.
Hopes they've got high hopes.
Don't have those.
Yeah.
Just realize this is mostly an inane couple of idiots prattling about stuff we know nothing about.
Yeah, because we're not experts.
We're not experts about nothing. But
I don't know what an expert does.
Yeah, I don't know either. All right, so I guess a good place to start, Don, would be the news. All right, let's see what's going on in the news, ladies and gentlemen.
Dumb dinosaur jokes. What do you call a blind dinosaur?
No idea.
Do you think he saw a sea?
Oh, I saw that was on Jurassic Park.
Yes, it was, because I just watched Jurassic Park.
That's right. Sure, you think you saw us wrecked? Yeah. I remember that. It all came back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for broadening your horizons and teaching you the worldly ways of the world, or just a bunch of ridiculous, stupid crap.
Yeah, some ridiculousness.
We've got a bunch of that usually too.
Usually.
Let's see what's coming up on the boiler, the news boiler today. And this first one's kind of long, but it has to do with Mr. David Grusch, the whistleblower that testified in front of Congress about the weirdness going on in the government programs. And
That was back in September, wasn't it? Just September?
yeah, but this one's from January 10th, so it's an update.
Well, yeah.
Cause yeah, I mean, the original hearings were back in September. You're right, but he's apparently still out there talking, and maybe starting to change some minds. But in this article from I was gonna say uninvolved histories.
Words
don't
are hard today.
Everything's hard today.
Words suck.
Yeah, just sucking in air is really bugging me right now. Unexplained-mysteries.com brings us the first article tonight, ladies and gentlemen. UFO whistleblower David Grusch allegedly held secret talk in New York. Ooh, sounds very clandestine,
Was
doesn't
that
it,
like
Don?
under his breath?
I don't know. Yeah, it's secret talk. We don't know. According to reports, Grusch gave a talk to a number of Wall Street bigwigs. Why? Are they buying UFOs now,
He
Don?
needs money.
Yeah, well, maybe. It could be funding. And intelligence community officials. I don't see any conflicts of interest there.
No, not at all.
Like how does that two groups go together?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyway, it says Grusch, who previously worked with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency
Wow.
and held top-level clearance at the Unidentified Area Phenomena Task Force, I just had to get it out quick, entered the public eye back in 2023 when he made the startling claim that the U.S. government had long been in possession of intact and partially intact vehicles and of non-human origin.
No way.
That's what it's saying, Don. You can't argue with that. Well, you could, but
Well, you probably should.
well, yeah, maybe. He later appeared on the subcommittee hearing on UFOs at the U.S. House of Representatives, where citing extensive interviews with high-level intelligence officials, he maintained that non-human biologics had been found at some of these crash sites and claimed that that people had been harmed or injured as a result of government efforts to conceal this information.
I believe that.
Yeah, I think that's probably a guarantee.
That's not too far afield.
No, not at all. His claims have since attracted a great deal of both intrigue and controversy, especially given that so far at least he has yet to actually prove any real evidence to corroborate them.
Right.
Yeah, but what is he going to roll out a corpse? I mean, really,
Well,
it's like he's got a microphone and maybe some firsthand information.
right.
So how is he going to prove this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question, but we'll have to find out.
Yes, we will. It says his claims.
Read
Oh yeah, I did that. Didn't I?
Scroll.
Scroll, mouse, wheel. Now, according to anonymous attendee, Grusch recently gave a secret talk in New York to a group of investors. Investing in what?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the TTBSA.
Oh, that could be. CIA and FBI officials, tech entrepreneurs. See, this is where the tech gets rolled out. And other prominent individuals. Journalists have seemingly since confirmed that the event actually did take place and that it was hosted by Coinbase advisor
Oh,
John DiAugustino.
Coinbase.
I guess. I don't know what that means. And attorney John J. Altorelli.
Coinbase is a crypto
Oh, okay.
company.
During the talk, Grusch reportedly claimed that his sources had worked on a 40-foot-long UFO that was larger on the inside than it was on the outside, the TARDIS.
Wow. Yes, exactly. Alibaba's hut.
Yeah. And could manipulate space and time. He also claimed that it put out enough energy to power 70,000 homes in a year.
Wow.
A year. I don't know how long. Oh, so every year it could power 70,000 homes. I guess is what that means. Okay. If this all sounds a little too familiar, that's not surprising. It almost sounds like he's describing the TARDIS from Doctor Who. Thank you.
That's a good guess.
Thus making these claims particularly dubious, to put it mildly. As things stand, we don't really know for sure that the meeting took place that Grusch actually made these claims, or if he did, that his sources were actually providing him with truthful information. Without official confirmation of these reports, all we can really do is speculate. That's true.
Yep.
That is true. Originally, this source article came from the Mail Online, but it is interesting. I don't know. I guess the guy's, from what I understand, the guy's pedigree is pretty solid. Like, he's really this guy.
Right.
But I don't know. It is funny though that he would use these Doctor Who drops, in his presentation.
This is funny. I was just kind of scrolling through Facebook real quick, and it says, "We already know what's going to be in David Grusch's op-ed. It leaked from the Manhattan meeting. Here's a summary."
Oh, really?
So I just found a summary on it.
Oh, nice.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It's pretty relevant.
So it says, "This is the most important story so far this year that's not being covered properly. And the best part is one of the Redditors here broke it by leaking Manhattan meeting with Grusch. Then he deleted his post and account, presumably to protect his job."
Ooh.
So I just wanted to quickly summarize his account of the meeting here. U.S. has a UAP in their possession that has a diameter of around 40 foot. Once you go inside it, it's the size of a football field, somehow manipulating space and time. Needless to say, this completely eliminates any possibility of secret human tech. NHI is looking. NHI look like your typical aliens. Okay. From movies. Reminds me of Spielberg's story of Reagan telling him about the ET was accurate. That's interesting. Mm-hmm. We don't actually know where it came from. They could be extra dimensional, or just seem that way due to a side effect of their propulsion method. Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Grusch was part of a secret program that had figured out how to track and find UAPs in our atmosphere and near Earth orbit. He said in his op-ed, which will include details on this. He names another person who was retaliated against for speaking about UAPs, Jay Stratton. He says there are many others. U.S. has recovered UAPs from well before 1933. And last but not least, an adversary country is possibly considering to disclose before the U.S., which explains the recent sense of urgency from the U.S. government. So there you go. It's a basic summary of what was supposedly leaked. This was published 11 hours ago on Reddit.
Wow.
So Reddit r/UFOs.
Yeah, it could be.
So there you go.
Yeah. Anybody's guess? I don't know. Of course, that's the big takeaway that a lot of people talk about with Project Bluebeam. Watch for the false positives.
Right.
Watch for the obfuscation. Watch for the bad information. And I don't know what to make of this. But I guess I'm not really getting too excited.
Yeah.
Until I see something more. Because I don't know. You keep following these. Oh, it's going to be this. It's going to be that. It's going to be here. It's going to be there.
Right.
And then nothing happens, and we all look like idiots. So,
right.
When the motherships break the clouds, like in Independence Day, I'm going to start waking up. I'm going to start paying attention. That would just be freaky, wouldn't it?
It would be.
Yeah.
What was that movie I just watched recently? It was about maybe it was a movie I wanted to watch about the city in the sky. I don't remember now. I'll have to go look it up again.
Well, in any regard, that's the David Grusch latest drops, I guess. We'll keep more of this coming as it becomes known to us here on the news, but there's nothing else I can tell you. He did a secret meeting, and he chose Wall Street and the intelligence communities.
Intelligence. Make sure to get those quotes on there.
Yeah.
Intelligence.
Yeah. But I mean, it's such a weird group to present
right?
to.
Well, tech investors.
Sure, tech investors. Yeah, the CIA, FBI, and then Wall Street, and
TBS.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very bad. It just seems like bad form to me.
Right.
Like, I don't think the CIA probably should be as focused on this as maybe,
No.
look for dirty bombs and, things like that, that like any, efforts to subvert our American way. Don't worry about, the little green men.
Right. Batman says, wait, U.S. denied to death for 90 years, now rushing to disclose because they don't want someone else to beat them to it.
Right. Well, that's
to
true.
The punch. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Very true.
So, any way we can get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for it. It's just, it feels like bad theater to me.
Yeah.
It really does.
It's not even a B flick. it's like, what the hell did that come from?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, here we go. I don't even know what this one is about for sure, but it sounds like it's space and astronomy. It may be too big to read anyway, but since we kind of doubled up on David Grusch, that's okay. I just want to see how long this one is. It's perfectly sized for our presentation. All right, and this one comes from unexplained-mysteries.com. Again, please support this site. I really like this site. I think they do a great job. Peregrine landers bid to land on the moon scuppered by fuel leak.
Oh.
Yeah, that's usually not a good thing, going into a moon landing.
Yeah, you don't want to be leaking fuel.
Kaboom! I don't know what we're looking at. The first image.
What would an explosion like that look like in space?
I don't know.
I mean,
Star Wars.
I don't know.
You got the Saturn ring coming up from the
Right.
middle. I don't know. Where'd the moon go, Don? I don't know.
It's a satellite anyhow.
Yeah. Astrobiotics' ambitious lunar lander, Peregrine, looks set to fail its mission after unexpected technical problems.
Is that a technical problem?
It's like,
Wow, I thought that would have been more like a mechanical
it
problem.
looks like it got beat to hell by the Chinese lander.
Oh, jeez.
It's coming by. The Chinese installed a boxing glove.
5 lashes with flog.
It's on one of those, those sticks that make X's and stuff. There's a boxing glove on it. You push boxing glove in. Push button, push button.
Rock'em sock'em robots.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, their lander's neck just suddenly.
Bong.
Yep. I don't know. They're just out there sabotaging everything.
So much for the show.
Said this. Yeah, exactly. There goes the sponsors. The spacecraft, which is the first U.S. built lander, lunar lander rather, to launch since the Apollo program, and also the first commercial spacecraft ever to attempt a soft landing on the moon, lifted off from Cape Canaveral on Florida on Monday, with the goal of eventually touching down on the moon's northern hemisphere late the next month. Its extensive payload includes 2 rovers, one for the Mexican Space Agency and another from the Carnegie Mellon University. Don't do it.
I'm not
Don't do it.
I won't.
A host of scientific instruments, and even the DNA of U.S. President John F. Kennedy.
What?
What do they bring, a thumb up there or what? I don't know. It wasn't long after the launch, however, it became apparent that something was wrong as the spacecraft struggled to correctly align its solar panels towards the sun. The cause, it turned out, was a major propulsion system leak. As things stand, Peregrine's fuel is likely to run out within just 2 days and will end up, and it will no longer be possible for it to attempt a landing on the lunar surface.
More junk in space.
Ring it like a bell, Don. Just smash it in there.
Smash it in.
Yep. An ongoing propellant leak is causing the spacecraft's attitude control thrusters to operate well beyond their expected service life cycles to keep the lander from uncontrollable tumble. I don't know. Like I said, I'm running on fumes.
We're burning vapors.
I know. Astrobiotic wrote in a statement on Twitter, if the thrusters continue to operate, we believe the spacecraft could continue a stable sun-pointing state for approximately 40 hours based on the current fuel consumption. At this time, the goal is to set Peregrine as close to lunar distance as we can before it loses the ability to maintain its sun-pointing position and subsequently loses power. So I guess they're just going to go with, well, let's float it here.
Right.
We're close.
It's gonna be a soft crashing.
Looks like a grill, doesn't it?
A grill.
It does.
Looks like a smoker box.
Yeah, exactly. Like somebody's gonna do some brisket up there.
There you go. Nice.
Well.
It's a long way to go to get brisket.
Well, you're in the moon. What are you gonna do?
Well, you know.
You don't have a lot of options. Very cool though. I don't know. It's too bad. Too bad it's the first one since the Apollo, and it sounds like it pooped the bed, but that's okay. That's a learning curve, Don.
Wow.
That's the learning curve. All right.
So when you said, oh my God, never mind. I don't know where that was going.
Okay.
Something about the DNA.
Oh yeah,
I
his
can't
thumb.
remember. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They dig some up.
Gosh, getting old sucks.
It does,
I
dude.
totally forgot what I was going to say. Dang it.
You know, I gotta tell you, and it's happened to so many people I've been talking to lately. Just this whole, I can't remember what I was going to say.
Oh my gosh.
It's coming up all the time, dude.
Look at this. Oh my gosh.
We're not even on the air, apparently.
Well, now we're.
Well, now we're on the air. Okay.
Right.
Thanks for fixing that, Don.
Yeah.
Got to be official up here. The on-air sign should say on air. But good thing your head was in the way.
Yeah, exactly. Somehow I saw around my big ass head.
It said big as head.
Yep.
Like an Aztec head or something.
Mm-hmm,
maybe.
sure, yeah, an Olmec head.
Yeah, Olmec, definitely. All right, so, all right, let's get to, I think, the last one, and then we're going to close out the news for tonight because there's only so much I can give you. And this one has to do with, it turned out to be a big scam. I'm just going to cut to the chase and give you the cliff notes here.
Coyote Pearson.
Huh?
Coyote Pearson.
Is it? No, not him.
Oh.
That's a whole different scam.
Oh, gotcha.
He kind of faded into obscurity again,
You
didn't
think?
he? Good. I'm glad.
He needs to fake something else.
All right. So this is from unexplained-mysteries.com, and it says, do these images show a UFO being shot down over the U.S. in early 2023?
Here we are again.
All right. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, there's a screen, a green screen, it looks like, with maybe a moon, maybe a sky, I don't know, with a dark thing and a white thing. I'm assuming bad guy, good guy.
It's a showdown.
It's like spy versus spy. So we'll see what's going on here. An anonymous submitter has just sent us photographs showing an alleged UFO being downed by a U.S. jet fighters. Back in 2023, there was a spate of incidents involving unidentified objects being sighted and subsequently shot down in and around the United States. The first, which was described as a Chinese spy balloon, was downed on February 4th. Then the following weeks, the three more objects of of unknown nature and origins were downed over Alaska, Canada, and the Great Lakes. Exactly what these objects were remains a topic of heated debate, but now an anonymous submitter has contacted us with a series of photographs allegedly showing one of these objects being shot down.
Wow.
They wrote, I'm sure you understand, I'm unable to give you any specific details regarding the information above. All of this information is still highly classified. Have you ever just asked yourself this? Has anyone seen proof of these so-called balloons?
Yeah, good question.
That were allegedly shot down? Any photographs or any actual physical evidence of any of the recovered remains in these objects? You know, the power of suggestion is a very powerful thing. Just tell them it was a weather balloon or a spy balloon or some other type of mundane man-made object and deny everything. Yeah, I mean, that's been the recipe forever.
Exactly. Why change now?
Yeah, exactly. It's cornbread. It'll work out. You'd be very surprised how gullible some people are, especially the general public. The images I've sent you were taken from at some point between February 4th and February 12th, 2023, at one of the above locations. The images were taken at a high altitude. That is all I'm able to tell you. As you can clearly see, the UFO pictured is not a small man-made object. Neither is it any type of balloon. This UFO was a large metallic saucer-shaped object, actually bigger than the military aircraft also pictured. It was an object of unknown origin and under intelligent control. Mm-hmm. The object was shot down, as clearly seen in two of the images, and later recovered by the military. It was then transported to, well, let's just say a certain area for extensive analysis and research purposes. I could also tell you that 2 EBEs, or extraterrestrial biological entities, were also recovered by the military, but who would believe such a tale? No, this whole incident was simply nothing more than a few balloons. I'll leave it to your discretion whether you decide to publish this information or not. The images that were sent to us are included below. Factual analysis, confirmed hoax.
What happened to your button there?
I hit it twice by accident.
Oh, gotcha.
Thanks to forum members Ratbiter, LAT 1961, and Parasynthion for confirming that these images are in fact modified screenshots from the first episode of Jerry Anderson's 1970 TV series UFO. In other words, this entire submission is a hoax. Yep. Fake. Fake Garoni. There you go. And I love that there's, I don't know how people remember such obscure things, but there's always somebody out there. Huh?
Hi.
You're one of those people that just remembers really bizarre things. Oh, no, I know that. That's from blah, 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 blah. And I don't know. It's like, I mean, who would remember the 1970 TV series UFO? Well, this guy did, or these guys.
You can pretty much find anything you want. I mean, you know.
Sure. I mean, if you know what you're looking for.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many times have I gone looking for a soundbite and stumbled across just gold from like 1934?
Yeah.
I've done it so many times, and it's like, oh, that's awesome.
By the way, I get a lot of comments about, I love the Get Out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just slapped that together one day. I was like, well, let's do this.
People get a kick out of that. So keep it up.
All right.
It's working good. Yeah, I don't know. But it's a hoax, ladies and gentlemen. In other words, this is not news. This is news of no news.
No news.
No news news.
Is news.
This is no news.
I think it's time to hit that button, though, huh?
It is time, because we're going to get back to it.
All right.
And see what else we can dig up here on the portal. You never know. Never know, Don.
Smoky Jackson Fab Shop says you're a wealth of useful information, Don. I'll go with useless. It's okay. Hey, man.
Some of it's useful, some of it's useful. As long as it's some. I was kind of getting to the point where I wasn't hearing that in my head. Thanks for refreshing
You're
it.
welcome. I got to put that earworm in there.
Yeah, God, it was just dying. It was just dying, Don. There you go. All right, this was the news. Hopefully you learned something and walking away with some kind of information you didn't already have.
Ah, Virgil, how are you, our French friend?
Virgil, how you doing? Virgil, ladies and gentlemen, Connexion Mystere is our good friend from France. We met him at Vernal, Utah.
Yep, and
had a great talk with Virgil.
Yep, we have a podcast with him. Yeah, it was great talking with him. He started out with his dog man.
Yes. Yeah, he had a great story.
Yeah, awesome, great things.
It was a lot of fun to get to know Virgil and have a chance to close a connection from around the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if we ever get into the international version of the Paranormal Portal, we're going to see Virgil.
There you go.
Virgil's going to take us out.
That's right. Barbara Moya met him while she was there too. Yeah.
You always go into Cade's last name.
I know, Moya.
Barbara Moya.
My name's Cade Moya.
Yeah.
Well, in America we say Moyer.
Yeah. It'd be Moyer. Mora. That's Barbara Mora. Yeah. But yeah, good to see you, Virgil. Thanks for stopping in, brother.
Absolutely.
And you can check out, if you speak French, you can check out Virgil's channel.
Yep.
And you're going to love it.
All you got to do is just follow the link on his name there.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Absolutely. Go do that.
Give him some love.
And you can actually get live translation on YouTube too. So,
sure.
Of course, he's French. He speaks in French, and all of his friends speak in French.
Closed captions.
But yeah, you can get English closed captions, and you're good to go.
That's how it works.
I'm good, bro. I just recorded my French cop testimony. Oh, nice. Just a crazy story. project to go to Kentucky in April. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Now, there you go.
Yeah, it would be good to see you again as well, brother. But safe travels all the same.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure our paths will cross again.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. But that was the news. And yes, David's going to call in pretty soon. Mr. David Barnes, you want to call in now? You want to call in now, Dave?
I don't know. He wrote a song in French once. Frère Jacques, Frère Jacques, dormez-vous. It's the only one I know. Virgil's sitting there going, oh my God.
Yeah. All right. David, are you calling in? I'm waiting for you, brother. Call the phone.
All right, Virgil. We'll have a good sleep, bud.
All right. Good night, Virgil.
Thanks for coming. Sweet. He said sure, so he'll call in a second. So we're killing time until David remembers how to. Does anybody dial a phone anymore? Does anybody actually like push the numbers?
Dial that phone.
Well, anymore, it's like, you know, a phone call number and blah. You know, you don't even dial anymore.
I know. I was just realizing, almost all of the numbers in my phone.
Right.
I have no idea the people's numbers. I just click their faces.
Yeah, there's just 2 numbers that I remember. Everything else is not anything I'll remember.
I remember Portal Mom's.
There you go.
I remember Portal Mom's number.
Yep.
That's about it. I remember my own, but just from giving it out all the time.
Right.
Because, you know, it's how I roll. No, I'm just...
yeah, give me a ring. We'll get together.
Yeah, no. No, I'm not quite that groovy. I'm rather boring. But no, I do give out my number for like signing up for things or for orders and stuff. Mm-hmm. Aha, there's the phone call.
There's the phone call.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
All right. Well, let's get to this phone call and find out just what's been going on with Mr. David. See what he's been doing over there. And let's do it right now. All right. This is area code 607. You're on the air.
Well, hello.
Hey, how you doing, sunshine?
I'm doing good, buddy. It's not much sunshine out here in the Northeast, but you know.
No, I feel you.
Storm in, but you know the snow's beautiful though, so it's all good. So I hope you guys are doing good. You know,
yeah.
It's been a minute since I called.
Yeah, it's been a long time, brother. But how's everything on the East Coast there?
Yeah, I wish I was back home in California. Oh man!
Don't get me started on weather, brother. I was just starting to feel better.
Oh my goodness! Yeah. So no, everything's great, man. Thank you for accepting my call. It's great to talk to you and great to hear your voice. You know, we usually text, and it's just good to talk to you. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention what's been happening at my house because we've always known in the past 5 years we've lived here that we have spiritual energy. We have so many things that have happened, but we can't really capture it, and we still haven't.
Yeah.
However, I make it a point at night, you know, after the girlfriend goes to bed, you know, I go down in the basement, turn out all the lights, and I'll sit in the chair that's down there. It's my studio, right? So, but there's a nice, comfortable chair where I usually sit and write my music. But so I'll just sit there, and I'll say, hey, I know you're here. Why don't you say hi?
Yeah.
And there is no light source at all. And then I'll see a spark.
Really?
I'll just see a spark here on command. And then I'll say, okay, well, thank you. I don't know who you are, but, you know, wonderful. I mean, it could be the people that owned the house before.
Sure.
It could be my father. It could be, you know, whoever. But, yeah, and then I'll just keep doing that. And then every time I ask them to show me a sign, they give me a spark. And there is no light source where that spark happens. It's just like a little spark.
Okay, so when you say spark, could you define what that means a little better? What does that look like?
Like just a flash of light, a flash of light, like a flash of light, like just like a blink, you know, a blink of light, and it happens in so many different places. It's never in the same place. It's different, and and it's just so cool, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't feel threatened or harmed or scared. It's just like, wow, you know, this is really cool.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't bother us, you know. They don't
Sure.
bother us in our living world and all that. But when I go down there in that basement and I turn the light off, and I ask for them, they come on command. It's pretty damn cool.
That is really cool. Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about when you say that, because for years I've seen these little flashes of light too, and I don't know, I guess I always just guessed they were some spiritual loved one taking a peek in, seeing what's going on. I don't know. That's always what occurred to me, but I've never known for sure because it's such a brief experience. But it is very cool, and I mean it's really happening too. You know, those are really powerful experiences. What color
you know
is
what
it?
I'd
By
like
the
to
way?
do is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Rachel in the chat is asking what color it is. The spark.
It's like a white light.
Okay.
It's like a white.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's white.
Uh-huh.
Hi Rachel, by the way, and hi everybody in the chat. I love you all. You know that. It's really cool. What I would like to do is, I don't know, maybe capture it on video or something. I don't know. But the thing is that I've turned on the light and looked like for the places where it's happened.
Yeah.
For a possible light source, you know, because it is my studio and
Sure.
there's, you know, wires and electricity, but everything's turned off. But where it's happening is not there, and it's all in different spots. And
Nice.
and so I've tried to debunk it, but you know, I just can't, which actually makes me happy. That I can't
Yeah.
debunk it.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
now
Yeah,
when you said capture, I was like, oh my God. Like you got a trap out and want to capture it.
Yeah, he's like,
oh.
he's got his proton pack and his.
But I'm glad you're not talking about that. I'm glad you're not talking about that. But I think if you do try to do it, you're going to need a very, very sensitive camera, because I think whatever these flashes are, I think they're actually much more subtle than they look, but it's just a different kind of light. But I don't think it would show up the same way that a flashing flashlight would. But, you know, so if you were able to do it, do it in very, very low light conditions and try to do it that way. But I think you could. I think you probably could catch it.
You know what I'm going to try to do, actually, maybe tonight, actually, is because I mean it's way later than where you're at, but maybe around like 1 a.m. my time, which would be 11 your time maybe. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down there and I'm going to ask it to like blink once for like yes or blink twice for no, and ask questions.
Sure.
You know, do something like that. I don't know.
Or
and try to put my camera on it, but who knows?
Or maybe rather than making it overly complicated, just once for yes, or just a light for yes, or nothing for no. You know, that way it's easier, because we don't know what we're asking. If what we're asking is really energetically tough for them to do,
right?
You know, so no.
We know nothing,
right?
Yeah, we know nothing about it.
You know,
I sent you that song. No one really knows. Like, we know nothing,
right?
You know, so I was just thinking that you know, and how much, you know, how would they feel? You know, how would you feel if somebody kept telling you do this, do this, do this? You know, it's like a monkey in a cage, right? So you know, it's been said that, you know, it can upset spirits for, you know, to having them, you know, basically do tricks for us. So, you know, just keep things like that in mind. But simple yes or no's, I don't think that would be too much of a problem. I don't think they'd mind that. Right. But, you know, I mean, like, if you want, hey, go scare my neighbor, I think they might have a problem with that. So there you go.
Or just they'd really dig it. One of the two.
Well, they might,
They might really be into that.
It might be the ghost of Dexter.
Shit.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's language. Sorry. But no, the way I approach it is I don't command.
Right.
I ask kindly, and the way I would like to be talked to.
Right.
You know, empathy, even
Yes.
for spirits, something. I
Yeah.
use the same empathy. Like, how would I want to be talked to?
Right.
So that's the way I would talk to them.
Yeah.
You know, and so I'm not going to say, hey, do this, hey, do that, hey, do this.
Right.
I'd be like, would you please,
Yeah.
you know,
Absolutely.
would you please do this? Would you please do that? I'd be very empathetic towards them because we have no idea what they're experiencing on that other side.
Or what they're capable of on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true too.
Damn straight.
Yep.
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 So all we can do is use our most human empathy
Right.
towards that, the best to our ability, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah. So that's why I was calling.
Well, I appreciate it, brother. If you catch anything, by all means, please
Yeah.
let us know. We'd love to see what you get.
I will, and I will still send you music and bug the hell out of you. Okay?
You're never bugging me, brother. Just know, be patient when you do, because I usually catch it right away. I just can't respond right away. But yeah, I think it's been wonderful.
You don't need to respond right away. I'm just going to send it to you.
Keep it coming, brother. That'd be awesome. Very cool.
All right, brother. And send me your stuff, too, that you kept saying you're going to have. Send it to me, man.
I got it right in the drive. I just got to actually cut it into MP3s. So I'll do that. And they're
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, they're pretty rough. There's melodically they're okay. There's something really missing in each one of them, and they're not really strong. So see what you think.
Dude, I get it, and so is mine that I send to you. So I get it. It's cool, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I get the core of it, and it's all good. But thank you so much for accepting my call.
Oh,
All right, brother.
absolutely,
Take
bud.
care, and yeah, call anytime, man.
Have fun with that. Keep us informed. Yeah.
I will. Thank you, Don. Good to talk to you, Brent. Great to talk to you. Talk to you soon.
All
Okay,
right.
see you, man. Very cool.
You know, that's the kind of cool stuff. You know, when he said he was going to sit in the basement, though, I was thinking of that demon scream from the basement.
Oh,
you know?
God.
I was like, oh, geez. Oh, boy. Here we go.
The demon scream.
The demon scream. Oh,
That's a horrible sound.
that thing will raise the hair on every inch of your body.
Yep. That would. It does every time I've heard it.
Yep.
And I've heard it hundreds of times.
Yep.
It still bothers me.
Yep.
Yeah, very cool. I think there does seem to be quite a discrepancy between what we see with our eyes and what's actually represented with light.
Right.
You know, the other part of it is maybe those light flashes have more to do with us seeing through the pineal than with our physical eyes.
Good point.
You know?
Yeah.
So people see with
Yeah.
their pineal gland and catch the more subtle energies. So maybe that's how we're seeing some of those, and they wouldn't show up on film at all. But as he tries, he'll I'm sure he'll drill
Figure
into
it
it.
out. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
but you know, even then, you learn even when the experiments don't turn out, because
Right.
you learn what it's not, and then it helps to aim it towards what it is. So.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. It's
In any
like,
case.
trying to build anything, you hear, Benjamin Franklin had, failed 1,000 times